Disney Cruise Line internet access ranges from free to hundreds of dollars that you can spend per cruise. Here's what you need to know for your trip. Hi, I'm Shannon from WDWPrepSchool.com, and I'm here to talk to you about yet another topic related to Disney cruising. I know that I've been kind of putting out everything gradually, but it's been really helpful for me to be able to teach the things that I've learned because I've been on enough cruises that I can talk about it, but I'm still fresh enough in cruising that I can remember what it was like to be learning a lot of this stuff for the first time. And today that topic is internet/Wi-Fi access on Disney cruises. I did talk about it in the Embarkation Day video as one of many things that you can do at Embarkation Day. If you haven't watched the Embarkation Day video, you can do that after you watch this one, or jump over there now if you'd like. But basically, there's a lot of things to do on Embarkation, and figuring out your Wi-Fi access is one of them. But I wanted to talk about it specifically because there's a lot to kind of figure out, especially because it is expensive. Like if you're buying it, it's expensive, but it's not necessary. So let's talk through all of your different options, all the way from free to expensive. And then at the end, I will let you know some ways that you can save money. So let's talk about free. So you don't have to buy internet at all if you don't want to. The Disney Cruise Line guest Wi-Fi is available usually at the cruise terminal because you're close enough to the ship that you can connect to the Wi-Fi there. But at the very least on the ship, you connect to the free DCL guest Wi-Fi. Once you're connected to that, it gives you access to a couple of things. One is the DCL app. It works in an on-ship mode. So the DCL app looks one way when you're at home and a different way when you're connected to the DCL guest Wi-Fi. And it shows you all the activities that are on the ship, what your dining rotation is. It has your room charges. You can also use it for chatting to other guests, although I wouldn't recommend it because it's a really clunky interface for that. But like the information that you need on the ship, good access to that. The other thing that you can do with the free DCL guest Wi-Fi is you can send iMessages and WhatsApp messages for free as long as you're just using text. It will probably struggle with like photos and videos and things like that. But if it's text only, then you can do it through iMessages and WhatsApp. So for a lot of people, that is enough. They just want to know the schedule on the ship and be able to send a couple messages. A lot of people on the ship, instead of using the DCL app for chatting, incidentally, will use WhatsApp groups for that. And in fact, I have an upcoming group cruise, and I've already started a WhatsApp chat with the group so that we can not only use it now, but on the ship, we can continue to use it. And if people don't want to buy any Wi-Fi, they'll still have access. Another way that you can have internet access is through your phone plan. So everybody's phone plans are going to be different, but a lot of times when you are close enough to a port, you can use your cell signal depending on what you have access to. So I live in Mexico and I have an international plan because I kept my US number. And so obviously when I'm on a cruise and at a port, my international plan kicks in, and you may have that as well. So you might choose just to connect to the internet at the ports and just not worry about the Wi-Fi on the boat, as long as you can dip into, checking messages like emails and social media and stuff on your port days. This can give you a chance to send pictures, download a podcast, anything that's not available on the free DCL Wi-Fi. When you're at sea, you might want to have a cruise plan because most major cell carriers also have that. A lot of times these run $20 a day, and it can cover your calls, texting, data, and it is often activated when the ship is at sea. If you don't have your phone in airplane mode and you do keep it connected to the cell connection, then a lot of times this cruise package can be activated for a daily fee. $20 a day is cheaper than what the ship offers, so maybe that works better for you or will make more sense for you. Okay, that brings us to the paid Wi-Fi. Now there's a few different factors. This is a little bit of math here. But the factors that go into the paid Wi-Fi are: how many devices do you want? How many days do you want it? And what level of service do you want? The most basic level of service, the internet package, is designed for basic connectivity. So you can browse the internet, check email, post on social media, and usually you can make audio or video calls on like FaceTime, WhatsApp, whatever it is. You often can also do short form video on like TikTok or Instagram or whatever your favorite platform is for that, as long as it's short and not long videos. You cannot at this level stream. So you can't go on YouTube and watch videos or open Disney Plus and watch a movie because it doesn't support it. It's not fast enough. The new price, it just went up, is $30 per device per day for this like basic internet connection level. And then the second and the higher level of package on DCL Wi-Fi is called the Internet Plus Streaming Package. It includes all the features I already talked about with the other level, plus it gives you faster speeds and you'll have access to the streaming platform. So you can watch movies, YouTube, you can stream music on Spotify, etc. This is the level that I got on my last trip. I can confirm it works very well. I didn't like the price I had to pay, but I'm like, at least if I'm paying it, it works. And the reason that I do it is, in addition to being a big fan of streaming platforms, I do upload a lot of video during my trip, and I wanted to have the fastest access to be able to do that, because if it takes a long time, then that really cuts into the time I have to actually enjoy the trip when I'm waiting and waiting and waiting for the upload to complete. Disney also says that for this level, video game streaming might work, but it might not, because the performance can vary due to the satellite connectivity when you're at sea. So I wouldn't count on that being an option, but it may or may not work. The price for this level is $49 per device per day. When I was just there a month ago, it was $42. So it went up $7 per device per day. So obviously you can tell from those prices that it really can add up. And I spent over $400 so that I could have 2 devices for a week-long cruise and at the higher level of internet. And now, because of the prices that went up, it would have been over $500. But there are some ways to save, because who wants to spend $400 or $500 on internet? First of all, no paid internet service is required. You don't have to. For a lot of people, the reason that they like cruising is the ability to disconnect. I don't need emails. I don't need social media. I don't want to have every news item in my phone every time something happens in the world. So you don't have to do anything at all. If you just want to message and being able to check in on your pets at home, or an elderly relative or something, you can still do that if you want to use iMessage or WhatsApp and not pay for anything. The second way to save is, if you want internet for the whole voyage, the daily rate is discounted by 20%. So I did get it for the whole voyage because I needed to be able to upload every day. And so the overall total was 20% less if you are using the daily rate. The third way to save is that, as I mentioned, the charges are by device. And if you just buy one device, everybody can share the login. So let's say you have a stateroom with 4 people in it, and everyone has some internet needs that they would like to at least, check some email, check social media, that kind of thing. You could just buy it for one device and everybody can share the login. So you just have to coordinate it. Like, okay, you got the next hour, and when you're done, log off, and then somebody else can connect. And whenever you buy the internet on the ship, you just create a username and password, and then at dcowifi.com, and then everybody in the stateroom can use that. So that is a way to save if you do want the internet but don't want to spend $400 or $500 during your cruise. You can do it for a lot less money by sharing the login. Let's say that you have figured out what you want to do in terms of Wi-Fi, and you've decided that you do want to buy it. The way to do that is to go into the DCL app and hit the button that says you want to connect to the internet, and it will redirect you to dclwifi.com, where you can create an account, select the level of service and number of days that you want. And then once you have that set up, then whoever wants to use the internet will use that login that was just created to log into the internet, and it will keep track of how many devices are connected at one time to make sure that you stay within the parameters of the package that you bought. So I hope that is helpful. I know that it is a topic that gets brought up a lot, but I wanted to kind of demystify it a little bit and explain it. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments, and thanks for watching.